All right, Congress is looking to pass a new bill that would force states to mandate that all first-time DUI offenders install alcohol ignition interlocks into their vehicles. Is this the appropriate way to battle drinking and driving? Laura Dean Mooney is the national president of MAD, and Sarah Longwell is the managing director of the American Beverage Institute. They both join me this morning. Good morning to you both.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Sarah, let me start with you. Why is this not a great idea? All convicted DUI offenders required to put in these anti-ignition locks into their car.
Well, the first thing to understand is that only 11 states have seen fit to pass this type of law. The vast, vast majority of them rejecting it, usually in favor of what we advocate for, which is mandating ignition interlocks for high BAC and repeat offenders, the hardcore offenders who cause the vast majority of alcohol-related fatalities. Now, the reason that we oppose this bill is the same reason that most of these states have seen fit to reject it, because it ties judges' hands in the cases or when evaluating DUI cases, because it's incredibly, incredibly costly. This federal mandate would cost the states hundreds of millions of dollars in infrastructure costs. And they also reject it because they recognize what we do, which is that MAD wants to put ignition interlocks ultimately in the cars of all Americans as original equipment. They've been very vocal about the fact that they want to do this, and this legislation would be an incremental step to seeing that happen.
All right, Laura, I'll let you respond here with MAD. What do you have to say to what Sarah just said?
Well, the reason we don't have mandatory ignition interlock in every state is because we haven't tried to get it there yet. The fact that it's passed in 11 states in the last 3 years is phenomenal in public policy work. I think ABI would have you believe that 0.15 is really drunk, but 0.08 through 0.14 is just a little drunk, when in fact the U.S. has one of the highest blood alcohol concentration levels. And those who are at 0.08 are not just people that have been to a ball game and had a couple of beers, or somebody who's been to dinner and had a glass of wine. These are people who at 0.08 are legally impaired. Congress decided that. Everyone knows you're impaired at 0.08 or above. The fact that we supposedly are trying to put ignition interlocks in every car is absolutely true. Anyone can go to our website and see that we're not absolutely not true. Anyone can go to our website and see that we are not advocating for ignition interlocks in any car. I like to have a glass of wine occasionally too. I would not want to have to blow into any device.
Okay, one at a time here. Sarah, go ahead.
The distinction that she's making, they might not want to put these breathalyzers, but they want to put alcohol sensing technology in all cars. They are asking for millions and millions of dollars in federal funding to develop this technology. It's already very sophisticated. They've got steering wheel sensors that read your BAC level through the moisture in your hands. They've got retinal scans. And MAD has been on the record a number of times saying they want to see this in all cars as original equipment. And that's what this legislation's about.
What is wrong with, though, I mean, you know, we hear all the time that people get behind the wheel of a car. You know, driving is a privilege, it's not a right, and it becomes a weapon, and people killed all the time from drunk driving related accidents. And the amount of money we spend as a nation on drunk driving related deaths, what's wrong with having all of these cars equipped with something that prevents these types of occurrences?
Well, first of all, once this is on all cars, it's going to be set at an extremely low level, about 0.02. And so what you're doing is what you're doing is you're rather than targeting this hardcore alcohol offender population who cause the vast majority of alcohol-related fatalities, rather than targeting them, you're going after all Americans in an effort to get to that small population.
Laura, you get the last word here.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Well, it does make perfect sense. ABI is the one who has supported any kind of thing that would allow intoxicated drivers to continue to drive. We're talking about interlocks for convicted drunk drivers. And it's really sad that, you know, an industry that's supported by chain restaurants, would advocate letting intoxicated drivers continue to drive. It's very sad to us.
That's why this is controversial. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And if this new highway bill passes, it would force all 50 states and people convicted of DUIs to equip these in their cars. Sarah and Laura, thank you both for joining us this morning. More to come here on